In most of the dialects of Spanish spoken in Spain today, there are two sibilants, S and theta, while in Latin America there is only one, S. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a whole video on this topic in my dialectology playlist that you should watch. A simple and obvious explanation for this difference is that this is the original way of doing it, and this is a simplification or derivation of the original way. Isn't it obvious that since this is how they do it in Spain, that this is how it was done originally, but then Latin Americans quit pronouncing this sound for some reason? Well, I guess it does seem obvious. It's also completely false. This is not what happened. What actually happened was more like this. From roughly the 13th through 15th centuries, Old Castilian had 6 sibilant phonemes. During the next century, certain phonological changes occurred, and late in that century, another phonological change took place. The result was that the original system of 6 sibilant phonemes was reduced to 2 sibilant phonemes and a velar or uvular fricative. Also, during the late medieval period, Castile reconquered Andalusia, and the Castilian language spread south. But of course it was spoken differently in the south than in the north. In the early 1500s, the dialects of Seville and Cordova still maintained the original 6 sibilant system, more or less. During the 1500s, Andalusian Spanish underwent certain phonological changes. During the 1600s, it underwent others, and late in the 1600s, it underwent still others. The result was that the original system of 6 sibilant phonemes was reduced to 1 sibilant phoneme and a glottal aspirant. Now, because the pronunciation of Andalusian Spanish, particularly that of Seville, was most influential in the development of Latin American Spanish, Latin America inherited a single sibilant. So, going back one last time to the great-grandfather analogy. This system is the great-grandfather, and these various stages can be thought of as intermediate generations. And these two modern systems are the great-grandchildren, who are second cousins to each other. And the fact that this system currently exists on the same peninsula where the language originated does not make it the original form of the language. It's a great-grandchild of the original language, just like this one. Now, I only have time to detail this one example, but the same sort of thing can be said of any feature of the language, be it phonological, grammatical, or lexical. Latin American Spanish does not come from, did not evolve from, does not derive from any dialect of modern peninsular Spanish. Rather, all the various modern dialects of Latin American Spanish and all the various modern dialects of peninsular Spanish are co-equal descendants of ancestral dialects that are no longer spoken anywhere in the world today.